¿Estás listo, güey?
¿Del agua no vas a pasar, güey?
¿Cómo que para qué? Efectivamente, güey. Yo soy Piña. Piña Express. Esto es Radio Paini. Cámara, estamos al aire. Estamos arrancando lo que viene siendo el Radio Paini 88, Radio Paini número 88. Y con esto que te estoy recibiendo totalmente en vivo, igual que todos los jueves en punto de las 2 de la tarde, 100% saliendo siempre desde La Bestia Radio. Estamos llegando al Radio Paini número 88, güey. Con esto que te acabo de recibir son los Pool Kids, pa. Y ya sé que ya hablamos varias veces del disco del año, pero nos estamos acercando al final del año. Esto es octubre. Estoy revisando todas mis selecciones. Dios mío santo, estos güeyes también están metidos en mi lista para el Album of the Year, para el mejor disco del año, para mi disco favorito. Se está perfilando machín güey. El disco se llama Easier Said and Done. Easier Said Than Done. Más fácil, se dice más fácil de lo que se hace, güey, ¿no? Y esta es una banda tan pasada de verga. Me las pasó primero, me los recomendó. Es de esas bandas que llegaron por mí a través de muchos lados, güey. Como que el universo dice, güey, esto te va a mamar, güey. Vamos a poner a mucha gente a recomendártelo porque estoy seguro de que esto neta compagina perfectamente con tu energía. Y primero llegó a través de Max, güey. Max, el vocal de la Little City. Saludos, pequeña ciudad, güey. Me los pasó un día así nada más como que, güey, no mames. Vino al Radio Paini, estuvimos cotorreando. Max es como el Radio Paini número 3 o 4, güey. Entonces me pasó así de repente un día cotorreando en Instagram. Me dijo, güey, me acabo de echar este disco de los Pool Kids y creo que te va a gustar, güey. No le di importancia y lo abordé y me dije a mí mismo casi esta semana. No te creas. No le di importancia y lo escuché y dije, no mames, mira, sí está muy bueno. Y lo dejé en mis bajados, güey. Y de repente, periódicamente, como que en la van o en vuelos, güey, que solamente tienes acceso a tu música guardada, pues me echaba el disco y me fui enamorando del disco al punto en el que dije, güey, esta es una banda que me mama. Ojalá tuviera más gente alrededor de mí para platicarles de esta banda, güey. Y de repente un día, el Mario, el bataco del Say Ocean, llega de un festival que se llama Best Friends Forever. Algo así, un festival donde toca todo el mundo emo. Llegó el vato y me dijo así como, güey, no mames, hubieras visto, güey, hay una banda que se llama Pool Kids, pasada de verga, son dos morras, dos güeyes, está cabrón. Y dije, no mames, que los viste en vivo, me mama, traigo en vergüenza el disco. Y como que nos hicimos ahí y bondeamos musicalmente a través de los Pool Kids. Entonces cuando salió el disco nuevo ya fue como que el Mario me mandó el sencillo de que, güey, sencillo nuevo del Easier Said Than Done, güey. Y ya me lo eché. Y este es de esos discos, no mames, que crean como un ambiente, güey. Entonces me mamó, güey. O sea, es de los que te echas completos del principio a fin. La morra escribe, no mames, güey. O sea, qué manera tan visceral y tan cotidiana de explicar tan claramente, mayormente, o sea, sí habla como de cosas felices, pero mayormente la tristeza, la soledad, güey, las situaciones oscuras que conllevan estar de gira, güey. Por lo general, las bandas están siempre escribiendo en este lado de que me encanta ver a los fans, güey, me encanta recorrer el país y vamos nuevamente a zarpar. Y cuando todos hablamos del mar, ¿no? Y me subo al barco y vamos hoy a navegar, y te vas como metiendo en esa celebración del tour. Esta es otra visión totalmente, güey, ¿no? O sea, esta morra te está hablando de que tiene problemas con su pareja, güey, de estarse llamando a distancia, decir, pues, güey, vamos a hacer un plan bien verga para Navidad y al final voy a terminar pasándolo en la pinche parte de atrás de una van, puta madre, güey, ¿no? Y como esas cosas súper específicas con las que me puedo identificar directamente, ¿no? O sea, como que llama a su pareja y le dice, sí, güey, o sea, otra vez feliz cumpleaños a través del teléfono, no vamos a estar juntos, ¿no? Como esta honestidad y esta crudeza fue lo que me atrajo mayormente a Pool Kids, y en este disco lo están volviendo a hacer, güey. Producido por el Mike Vernon Davis, que es de este grupo de productores que compraron el pinche estudio donde grabó Nirvana el Bleach, güey. Ahí en Seattle como que pusieron un estudio bastante legendario a la venta, como que estaba teniendo problemas el estudio para seguir funcionando, ya nadie lo quería, y estos morros dijeron, al chile nosotros lo vamos a revivir, y lo están reviviendo, güey. Entonces la neta, el estudio ahora se llama Hall of Justice, está en Seattle, y Mike Vernon Davis produjo este disco que se llama Easier Said Than Done. Para mí, totalmente sin discusión, la barra del año. No sé si el disco del año todavía, pero por lo menos la barra del año sí, güey. En un momento de esta rola que pusimos, Which is Worse, que por eso es la que yo escogí para abrir el Radio Paini de hoy, es pinche... La morra está hablando y dice como, ya ni siquiera me acuerdo cómo suenas. Tuve que guardar tu nota de voz en un disco duro. No mames, güey. O sea, can't remember what you sound like. I stored your voicemail on a hard drive. Fucking barras, güey. Qué manera de dejar tan claro que le importa tanto a la otra persona. O sea, ¿cuánto te has tomado la molestia de bajar, de darle al WhatsApp, descargar, güey, guardar el archivo, clic derecho, mover a mi disco duro por si la compu vale verga? Esta es la clase de letras, ese es el estilo de escritura de la vocalista de Pool Kids, una banda de Tallahassee, Florida, y esto que escuchamos es Which is Worse, de uno de los contendientes para el disco del año, Easier Said Than Done. Y ahora que le estamos picando al English y le estamos metiendo macizo al Open English, ya saben, thank you for calling Comcast, my name is Andrés, how can I help you? 5 años de call center están saliendo a la luz ahorita, mis panas, porque estamos dándole la bienvenida a mi camarada Love Ghost. For the first time vamos a empezar un Radio Paini en Spanglish. How's it going, man?
It's going good. Yeah, it's quite the introduction. Yeah, it's going good. I'm just hanging out. Soy feliz, soy agradecido por esta oportunidad. También en este momento voy en el proceso por aprender el idioma. No soy fluido, no soy perfecta. Yeah, but I'm doing good, man. I'm just,
you're getting it out there. Te comunicas, te pueden entender. Like, whenever you're in Mexico City, if somebody is not actually, like, somebody speaks no English, you're able to, like, get some directions at least, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I like, hey, where's the nearest drugstore? Where's the nearest, like, you name it? Yeah.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Yeah, I spent a lot of time in the biblioteca, in the library, reading.
You did?
Not really.
Not really. Yeah. How did you get into music in the first place? Actually?
Yeah. So, I'd say that for me, my relationship with music was really closely related to my relationship with mental health.
Okay.
When I was younger, particularly artists such as Nirvana, Smashing Pumpkins, artists of that nature, songwriters of that nature, would really help me understand my feelings that I was going through, whether that was feelings of loneliness, having issues with depression, having relationship issues. So actually, like, I started Love Ghost when I was really young, when I was like 12 or 13, and I basically kind of decided, okay, like
Holy
this.
shit.
Yeah.
Is there originally Love Ghost from day one?
Yeah, originally, I remember being like 12 years old and writing down like a bunch of different names, and then Love Ghost just stuck. And
That's cool. Like at 12, I would never come up with a name. Like wherever my bands were called when I was like, I started playing until I was 13 though. Like my first bands, I would never like call them the way like right now.
Yeah, right. And then, so basically, I wanted to give other people the experience that I had gotten through music. So I started, writing songs, I started recording myself, I started publishing music. Some of that music I'm not super proud of because I was very young at the time.
Were you producing also?
I was trying my best. Definitely. I've always been a bit of a caveman when it comes to audio engineering, more or less. But I've been very blessed because the guitar player in my band, Daniel Alcala, is like an awesome audio engineer and an awesome producer. So and I'd say that for me, music. I think that music is one of the greatest inventions of the world. It's just, it's so powerful and you can do so much with it. And yeah.
Yeah, cool, man. I appreciate it. I like the way you put it. On Nirvana or the Smashing Pumpkins, helping you understand your feelings. That's like one of the most important missions, I think, that you can do. Or that's what I found out through lyrics. Like I always tend to gravitate towards lyrics. If it's some exciting production that you can tell right away, obviously, like I'm invested in the Ear Candy shit, but it's like I would notice Ear Candy probably on the like 7th or 8th listen, right? Like I'm more of a guy who like kind of takes in the lyrics first. And that's like what's I really like how you put it. Like I was understanding my own feelings via listening to other people express themselves, and like, oh, these guys kind of look like me, or those guys kind of like fit in the veil of what I think it's cool, and I want to be cool. So like,
absolutely, I think like the poetry and the songwriting is everything, and that's kind of what makes the storytelling worthwhile, is like the relatable lyrics and the having that human to human connection that we find through music. And I think that absolutely there's like so many great songwriters where it's like if you just like read Kurt Cobain's lyrics or Billy Corgan's, Amy Winehouse, and there's a gazillion more too, that like it reads like a poem. Like, wow, this person is really like an amazing author. This person is an amazing writer.
Yeah, without the music, you're invested in the lyrics, and you can see like, oh my God, he actually, or they actually told a full story. Like I was invested. Like they set up, they started with a setup, they follow it with a climax, and then there's like a whole outro on it, right? Like it's like a full song, or it's a full journey throughout the lyrics. And so I think that's when lyrics are like at their best, or like most excellent, when they are able to hold up without the music. It's always obviously exciting to set up nice melodies and try to be catchy with them, but if the music kind of complements and stands alone by itself as an instrumental piece, obviously I think that's a perfect marriage.
I would agree 100%.
Hell yeah, man. Okay, let me. Okay, I first heard about Love Ghost through Blanco. El Sergio llegó y me dijo así como, dude, no mames. O sea, did you guys play a show together once?
Yeah, we did. It was an amazing show. Shout out Blanco for letting me play with him. It was
shout out al Blanco por cargar la escena.
Sí, claro. Blanco es muy talentoso. Él es muy chido. We played at Foro Indie Rocks. We wrote a song together. It's called Veneno, and then we played that show together. And wow, what an awesome person, what a great music, and it was a really great experience. That was like one experience here in Mexico City where I was like, wow, the fans are wild. Like once they like love you, like they're really loyal. It's really cool.
It's so sick because it's a response. It's the warmth. It's like the kindness of the people. They're just like screaming the lyrics back at you. Was that your first show in Mexico City?
No, it actually it was probably about like, but it was one of the first ones. My first ever show in Mexico City was with Adon Cruz, which was probably about maybe like 6 months before that show or 8 months before that show. And Adon actually kind of played like a huge instrumental role into my journey of, you know, coming down to Mexico in the first place, and kind of that how this whole path has manifested.
Yeah, because that's what I've seen. Like, I picked up on you because Blanco told me, right? Sergio was like, dude, this guy, he's super fun to be with. He's a good songwriter. He's fun hang. So it's like, and it's all about like sharing the vibes, I guess, right? So he was like, yeah, he's a good dude. You should check him out. I was like, okay, I checked you out. It was like, okay, cool. But then I started seeing, you come off as a hard-working artist, right? Because you have like song after song after song, and it's collaboration after collaboration, and you're just very prolific in that sense. And it's like it's admirable because that's the way that you have been building your following. You have a sizable following by now, and I can tell how it's been built entirely in releasing music, man. That's something really cool.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's very kind of you. And yeah, I think that, you know, for me, I think that like hard work was something that was sort of distilled into me when I was younger. And to me, it's just kind of, it sort of means everything. It's kind of like it's one of the very cool things about today's day and age about being a music artist is there's no more gatekeepers. Like nothing's really stopping you from releasing 100 songs a year except for yourself.
Hell yeah,
and,
exactly.
You know, people can record and in their bedroom if they want to. People can release music and promote it on their phone. Pretty much everyone has a phone now. The future is here. The Matrix is here. So yeah, I just try to, you know, stay working always. I think that, you know, work is a gift. That's how I've always seen it.
Fuck, that's a bar right there, man. Work is a gift. And now, like, have you considered yourself like a specific genre? I know, like, it's hard to like label yourself, and it's but I've seen you collab with Blanco, but then with the Skinner Brothers, but then we'll see the Adon Cruz. It's like, dude, like, are you like mainly an alternative artist, I guess?
Yeah, it's definitely like I would like to think of myself as a music artist that can't really fit into a box. There's elements of alternative rock, emo, some hip hop and trap, grunge for sure, and I think that that's kind of one of the parts of the future now is that we can combine different music genres, and it can be interesting and it can be fun. I think that maybe sometimes it can be hard to understand on a first listen, but I just think that, you know, there's so many different emotions that I want to express, and sometimes that'll be, you know, a piano ballad, sometimes it'll be a pop punk song, and usually it's just what's coming out of me naturally. So I would say that, yeah, I would consider myself in the alternative rock umbrella, but it definitely, like, there's that umbrella is very loose and
and it's getting wider by the minute.
Yeah, 110%.
Okay, man. So like one of the first sections of the show is you sharing with me like a piece of music that you grew up listening, and one of the first times you understood music as like a way of expressing yourself, and as a way of like you saw it probably on TV or somebody shared it with you, and you were like, dude, that's the fucking way. I want to say something like that. That's the way I want to say it. Maybe I can look as cool as them. And you share with me a song by the Smashing Pumpkins, man, which is kind of a deep cut. I mean, it's the Smashing Pumpkins, so it has like 20 million plays, but it's like it's one of the deep cuts of the record. Tell me a little bit more about this song, Mayonaise.
Yeah, so this is a song called Mayonnaise. I remember I learned how to play it when I was in 6th grade, and I love the guitars on it. I love the lyrics. It was definitely a song that really meant a lot to me in my pivotal moment of deciding, okay, I want to make music. I want to write songs. Actually, I haven't listened to the song in a minute, so I'm excited to hear it again. But yeah, it's off of Siamese Dream. That's a great record by the Smashing Pumpkins. It's called Mayonnaise, and I'll kind of just let the song do the rest of the talking.
Hell yeah, man. Esta es la versión del 2011, pa. O sea, obvio, esto es una canción viejísima. Esta es la canción, la reversión, el remaster del 2011, que quizá por eso solo tiene 20 millones de views y no 150 millones. Entonces, cabrón, mi Pablito, vámonos con esto, que es la mayonesa. No la que estás pensando, perro. La del pinche Billy Corgan. Así nomás. Ella me bate como haciendo mayonesa, es lo que dice el Billy Corgan para los que no hablan inglés. Eso es lo que dice. Bate que bate, chocolate es lo que dice en el coro, güey. Por acá el Sebas del Bosque nos dice: no sabía que me podía gustar una canción de los Smashing, pero esta me gustó, está emo. El Dan Carrillo del Seahaven me ha estado diciendo, me ha estado tratando de meter al Smashing Pumpkins y cada vez lo logra más, güey. La neta, fucking absolutely great band. Great band. We were just talking about how good they sound, and you were like, I wanted to ask you something, because like you mentioned, right now we were talking about recording videos, right, and showing your face on social media and all that kind of stuff, and you mentioned like asking your dad, right, like, hey, what should I talk about? So like, how's the relationship with your parents at all? Like, is your mom also in the picture?
Yeah, she's in the picture.
What were their thoughts about you pursuing music?
Yeah, I've been very blessed. I have a supportive family when it comes to music. I mean, neither of them work in music, but my they're very supportive of my of my dreams, but they also kind of like tell me to, like, realistically, like, this is a very, very difficult thing to want to do, so you're gonna have to work really, really hard, a lot harder than you think. And I'd say especially like with my dad, and like that work ethic was kind of like beat into me from a pretty young age.
Oh yeah. So you took it seriously, like from a young age, Love Ghost?
Yeah, I'd say so. Like, I'd say like serious around like 17.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah.
What were some of the first steps that you took towards like getting more serious about it? Like, you started like probably thought about releasing like a debut album or like something like that.
Yeah, definitely that, and just like really kind of like practicing a lot, recording a lot, writing a lot, trying to come up with just an interesting world. I feel like art is unlimited. You could create your own world if you want to. But yeah, I do remember, actually, I think I was like 18 when I released my first, so to speak, album. It was called Lobotomy. Don't listen to it. but yeah. That's
gonna be the clip, right? Like, that's the ad. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, but I think that it's just there's a lot of noise out there, so it's just like, how can you push yourself forward? How can you do what you how can you keep your head afloat?
Yeah, in this world where everybody's drowning, man. We're just speaking about that same thing about being vulnerable, right? And how it doesn't mean like showing vulnerability is not, or it has a bad rep. I think that it used to have a bad rap about being weak or about showing yourself crying in front of people and that kind of stuff, because that was how limited our like psychological palette was before, right? But right now, I think we can get more into the point of being vulnerable and showing yourself as it's more on the lines of presenting yourself with your guard down, right? Just letting people into whatever your world looks like, right? You mentioned like creating your own world through music. So do you think about Love Ghost as a persona, like a kind of like a character that you live around, and then you're Finn right now with some people, or not, or it's just you've been doing it so long that it just merged into one?
It definitely does feel like an extension of myself at this point, but I like to think of Love Ghost as it functions in a few different settings. So it functions as a band, it functions as an artist, but kind of the way that I've always liked to see it is it's sort of like a specter or a spirit, like traveling through different parts of time, and it's kind of like latching on to one specific character, one specific person to tell a story. Like, for instance, like the most recent song that I did, that I released, it was called "Worth It," and in the video, I'm a jester, because the song is about struggling with your self-confidence and wondering if you're worth it, and kind of being like, and I feel like that meaning ties into the to the gesture meaning about, you know, like trying to appease to others' joy and others' entertainment. And then, you know, like I also have other different characters that I kind of like to play with when I release music or things of that nature. But to me, it kind of, it feels like it is a ghost itself. It's a ghost that's traveling through, and I'm just kind of telling the stories that the ghost is telling me to tell.
Hell yeah. And you're getting really good at following the ghost, I think.
I'm definitely following the ghost around, taking him out to coffee. You know, we're going to
your thing? Yeah,
get a beer sometimes.
Hell yeah.
Doing all that stuff.
yeah, okay, cool. Because one thing you mentioned, like, I asked you, because I saw you, like, Adán Cruz Blanco, like, a lot of Mexican stuff around you, and I was like, dude, like, you look like the stereotypical California, LA guy. I was like, there's no way, like, this guy is from San Luis, you know, like.
Yeah.
And then I figured out, okay, you're from California. How, and this is something that I always I was always curious about this, regarding your persona. Like, how did he find out about, like, the Mexican music scene? Because as ruthless as it can be, and as kind of like as complicated of a career than that pursuing music is, I can only imagine how saturated the market is in the U.S., specifically in a city like California, like or in a state like California, in a city like Los Angeles. Growing up there, must have feel like on the pro side, probably like everything was near and that everything was possible, that you're able to, so like there's this guy who's a successful artist, or those guys live right around the corner of my house. But there's also this thing like, so if everybody's an artist, how the fuck am I gonna stand out? And then I figure like you kind of saw like a hole in it, like you came to Mexico by accident. You're gonna tell me right now how?
Yeah. I'll tell you the story about how I wound up in Mexico. How this blonde hair, blue eyed kid wound up in Mexico. So yeah, basically during the pandemic on my YouTube channel, I noticed a lot of Spanish comments. A lot of comments saying, you know, come to Mexico, por favor, la fantasma del amor, quiero conciertos. So I was like, this is interesting. And I sort of just took like a mental note of it. And then really just through social media, I started reaching out to a bunch of different Latin artists. G Assassin, Don Cruz, TM Revolver, and Don Cruz particularly. He was like, hey, you know, he's a very generous guy, and he kind of just said like, hey, why don't you come out to Mexico for a little bit? And I was like where? And he's like, well, I'm gonna be in Tijuana this weekend. And I just said yes. I said like, okay. So like I just literally packed my car full of whatever could fit, and I just, you know, Los Angeles to Tijuana, it's only like, you know, 3 hours, maybe 2 hours if you drive like me, if you drive nice and fast. But so like 2 hours later, I'm just now I'm in Mexico. I'm south of the border. I'm in Tijuana, and at first, like, you know, I really love the culture. I really love the traditions. I love the people. And I was kind of just basically like staying with the Don Cruz for a little bit. I was playing shows with him. I was meeting a bunch of different people in the Mexican music scene. Then one thing kind of snowballed into the next, and now I have, you know, I'm good friends with Blanco. I'm good friends with Whiplash. And I just felt like so embraced by that community, maybe more so embraced by, or not maybe, definitely more so embraced by the Mexican community than where I'm from.
Yeah, exactly. Which is not a bad thing, or I'm not trying to like pit it together or pit it against each other, but it's like definitely comes out as a fact that even though there's so many independent artists in Mexico making such exciting music, there's this kind of like clear network of artists. Like if you follow like the people Instagrams, and you can see clearly, like in just couple of days of stalking, like not even heavy stalking, but just a couple of clicks, you can find out like, oh, so these guys are friends with these guys. And like even though there's so many independent artists, there's also so many clicks, and there's also so many different kind of niches in here. And in Mexico, in the Mexican scene, I don't know if it's happening also in the US one or in the LA one, but at least in the Mexico City one is like the niches are already starting to get established, and then like let's say a niche is like 4 bands, just for numbers, right? And one of them actually got a lot bigger than the niche, but also kind of represents now that niche. And then it happens to like punk rock, and then it will also happen to indie punk, and then it will happen to like pop music. So like each representative of each scene then will get together and make the network a little bigger. So now these 4 artists can collaborate with all these 4 artists. And I think Mexico is just on the verge of reaching that point where like artists like Blanco he's excelling at punk rock in Mexico right now, in the pop punk scene. He's dabbling with other genres, but his aesthetic and his main like kind of work ethos is here on the punk rock. So he's able to collaborate with guys like you. He's able to collaborate with guys in Spain. He's able to collaborate with so much different people that it opens the whole panorama for artists to continue to collaborate and then step up once again. Like then if these guys reach another level, then every other band reach another level. And Mexican scene is really starting to get a grip on it, and are really starting to notice like, oh, collaboration is actually a really good thing. It used to mean like, oh, you're not strong enough on your own, you need all your bodies with you, and that's just a stupid way to see it. It's like, oh my, you got so many friends, that's so good for you, look how much success you're attracting by that.
Yeah, definitely. I love to see it. I love to see my friends win. I love to see all of that. And really kind of to speak to what you're talking about, like Blanco, about working with, artists from the US, working with artists from Spain. I really do feel like the future of music is going to be in Latin America. It's going to be in Mexico specifically. It's even analytically being proven right now. Mexico City is the streaming capital of the world.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, just in terms of consumption, where people are listening to music. Latin music is just becoming more and more and more popular. Like now Bad Bunny is going to be headlining the Super Bowl, which
Toma eso, pa.
Yeah, which I think is awesome, and I think that's super cool. And I think that, it's like, and then my specific journey with coming to Mexico, like I think I kind of felt like a little bit of a pariah in the United States. And then when I came to Mexico, I just felt so welcomed, so embraced, and I was making so many friends with all these like awesome artists, like a lot of you that you had just mentioned. And yeah, I really do think that, Mexico has their finger on the pulse of something really, really exciting for the future.
Yeah, exactly. I see it that way. It's nice to see it, nice to hear it from somebody else, right? Like someone who has actually broke into the scene and was like, okay, yeah, I come from a different place and this is what I have to offer. And every artist that you've messaged so far, it's like, yeah, I like what you have to offer. Let's try to hop on a track together. Let's try to do something together. And on that note, you're telling me you're now going to the UK, right? You're doing some shows in the UK.
Yes.
That's fucking amazing, because I want to talk about this next track that you're promoting. You talked a little bit later, not later. Fuck, I got a brain fart, right?
No
a little
problema.
bit earlier.
¿Cuál es la palabra?
Antes.
Anteriormente. Sí, anteriormente, sí, claro.
Exacto. Ya vamos aquí, muy bien. Radio Paini bilingüe, perros. So we were talking about it earlier, how this song, the messaging of the song, right? Being around the jester, es el bufón, para los que no sepan, bufón, o sea, pues el güey que entretiene al rey, ¿no? So the jester, you talked about the message of the lyrics, but now like this is a song that it's featuring with a Manchester band called the Skinner Brothers, right?
Yeah. So, well, first of all, shout out the Skinner Brothers. They're super talented. Zach is amazing. Zach from the Skinner Brothers. And yeah, kind of just like how a lot of these relationships started. I met them on social media. I met them on Instagram. And I kind of felt like a very kindred spirit with Zach. And our journeys with music and the places that it's taken us to, some of that being glamorous places, some of that being, very questionable places, and, sleeping
Sketchy
on
places.
Strange floors in strange places.
Yeah, driving to Mexico without knowing what the hell's going to happen.
It was cool. Yeah, it's totally cool. And yeah, and speaking of like watching your friends win, like right now he's having an awesome moment, and like his Spotify Spotify is really going up, and so is his YouTube, and I'm super happy for him. And it's amazing. He's taking me on a tour with him. Love Ghost, the Skinner Brothers, also another band called Sahaji is going to be opening up the shows. And I'm just really excited to be there. I think every single concert is sold out except for Leeds.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's really amazing. I'm super fortunate that I met him. I can't wait to, and especially like the UK too. There's so much rad music history there, and there's so much cool stuff, and I can't wait to go out there and see what that's gonna be like. That journey, that's gonna be if you would have told me like a year ago, hey, you're gonna go about to be in a few weeks, you're gonna go on a sold out tour of the UK, I don't think I would have believed you at all. So it's just it's a really cool gift that I've been given, and I'm very grateful.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate you sharing that with us. So now when you say Zach, it's like he's the guitar player for the Skinner Brothers?
Yeah, he's the guitar player, singer, songwriter. I believe, he also produces and mixes all the music too.
That's the way to go. I also think that's like the future in music.
Right.
That's why we signed Emash. Like the bass player for Say Ocean is an incredible out of this world producer. Yeah. So it's like thinking towards the future. It's like, dude, like we didn't even needed a label when we were recording someplace else. It's gonna be fucking amazing to record in your studio. Like we're gonna have to, we're gonna be like so much more. There's gonna be so much more freedom around it, and I think that's nobody understands your band as good as one of the members actually playing in it, sweating for it, like bleeding it, and like in a group chat every day with 7 or 8 different tasks about the band, or 7 or 8 different group chats about the band. Like somebody who's in all of them will definitely be an asset if he also is like a master, like in the studio, right? If he's a great musician, he's a great producer, he's a great engineer. Fuck, man, like you don't have to spend a penny to make your records. Nothing is stopping you from releasing 100 songs a year.
Exactly, right? Yeah. Definitely. The power is in our hands. It's in our fingertips. So it's a really cool thing.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Okay, so we're gonna listen to Worth It. Is this your latest single?
Yeah, I did drop a song last week as well, talking about dropping 100 songs a year. But yeah, this song we're about to listen to, it's called Worth It. It's a collaboration between Love Ghost and the Skinner Brothers. It's an emo kind of alternative rock song with some maybe like prog elements, I would say. I love the
breakdown, man. The guitars are amazing.
Thank you. And let me know what you think.
Exacto, vamos a escuchar esto, mi Pablito, que se llama Worth It. ¿Será que merece la pena del fantasma del amor con los Skinner Brothers? No supe cómo traducir Skinner.
I was born to fly, and you're a spider, a web in your lies, choking tighter, see in your eyes, you need a fighter before you die, hope you glow even brighter. I can't look back when it feels like this, just cuts too deep when I reminisce. I don't mind knowing that you'll never be mine. I don't mind walking with a broken spine. I tried my best and it wasn't even worth it. Screaming in my head, asking if I deserve it. I don't know if I'll ever make sense. I just know this is not how it ends. And after all is said and done, you walk away. I just hope you lose your way. Nothing is perfect I feel like a ghost of the man I was, trapped in a coffin with my mental health. She looked down at my arm and saw all the scars. I told her this gets better in the second heart, 'cause he won't treat you like I will. I guess I'll just forget I loved you. I don't mind knowing that you'll never be mine. I don't mind feeling like I always need a lie. I tried my best and it wasn't even worth it. Screaming in my head, asking if I deserve it. I don't know if I'll ever make sense. I just hope this is not how it ends. And after all is said and done, you walk away. I just hope you lose your way. Nothing is perfect. Am I worth it? Worth it? I tried my best and it wasn't even worth it. Screaming in my head, asking if I deserve it. I don't know if I'll ever make sense. I just hope this is not how it ends. I tried my best and it wasn't even worth it. Screaming in my head, asking if I deserve it. I don't know if I'll ever make sense. I just hope this is not how it ends. And after all is said and done, you walk away. I just hope you lose your way. Nothing is perfect. Am I worth it? Worth it?
Es correcto. Así, lo que acabamos de escuchar es Worth It de mi pana Love Ghost, que se fue, está por irse de gira al UK con los Skinner Brothers, que es el otro artista de esta rola. Sold Out UK Tour, man. And you have more dates here in Mexico City, right?
Yeah,
Around,
I do.
like in the country, or like just you're Mexico Citying it up this?
Solo aquí en la ciudad, en la Ciudad de México. De hecho, tengo un concierto en octubre 24 aquí en Rabo Rabo. Después tengo un concierto octubre 25 con la artista Ibarra. De hecho, este mes tengo una canción solo en español.
Hell yeah.
No letras en inglés con Ibarra. Y también en Halloween, octubre 31, tengo un concierto con Whiplash.
Hell yeah. ¿Dónde es? Con Whiplash. There
Sí,
you know.
sí, exactamente, claro.
Exactly. Okay, man. So that's exciting, man. It's I love to see you taking it so seriously, like specifically like the Mexican music scene, like, because I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud to be part of such a thriving scene, such a collaborative scene, a scene that's actually inviting to different artists, because right now here in Mexico we're excited about that kind of stuff. Like, we're excited about collaborating with all of artists, but we're excited to see like new proposals coming to the into the scene, and especially when they're in here for a good time, obviously, always, as we Mexicans love, but also like being hardworking on it as Mexicans are too, like working, making your kind of like I don't want to say it like this in a true punk kind of vibe, but I actually mean it that way. Like, you're earning your stripes a little bit in the Mexican music scene. Like, yeah, like you're collaborating with different artists, you're living it up, you're spending time in Mexico, writing with Mexican artists, living the Mexican culture. You're playing, you're making yourself available to play all the shows with different artists from different genres. You're gonna start speaking. You're doing your online course with Spanish, which is fucking getting really good, man. We understood everything of your.
That's one of my biggest fears, is that like I'm gonna say the wrong thing in Spanish. Actually, I have like kind of a funny story about that. So when I was first learning Spanish and I was here, it was probably about 2 a.m. and I was outside of an OXXO.
Hell yeah!
And but I could see like the lights were on and the worker was there, and I was like, "Hola, disculpo, ¿cómo estás?" And he looks up at me and I go, "Eres aburrido? Eres aburrido?" I was trying to say, "Are you open? Are you open?" But I said I was going, "Are you boring? Are you boring?" in Espanol, and he just flipped me off and like went back on his phone. But it was pretty funny.
Yeah. And it's close enough, like abierto, and then like aburrido. I can see you.
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah, we got some love from the chat. Love goes rules.
Oh, muchas gracias. You rule.
Hell yeah.
Michelle 6, you rule.
There you go. And then the other one, we got the grotesque K9 Piggy. Piña en inglés y el güero en español, a huevo. I was just speaking in English right there. We were doing the Spanish bit. Now, man, we usually end these things with La Bóveda del Paini. Parce, vamos a aterrizar en esto. Tenemos dos. Bóveda del Paini, English. Bóveda del Paini, Spanish. Entonces, my pal, Love Ghost, brought his Paini Bolt. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo les quedó el ojo? The Paini Bolt in English. And this is a band he saw when he was a kid. Tell me a little bit more about Seahaven. We're going to go yours first, and then we're going to end the Bóveda del Paini in Spanish with my panas chilenos. We'll see. But first, Bóveda del Paini, the whole section revolves about me asking you for like an underground artist that you probably came in not by a particular or like, how can I put it, like a band that you saw live or that you came across their music and you on first listen you were like, dude, which stadiums are these guys playing? And then you realize like, oh, it's an underground band, right? Like, like you were blown away immediately. Yeah,
definitely. So I was 14 years old, and I was at the Echo. It's a cool venue in Los Angeles.
I saw Emo Night.
Yeah, there. Yeah, that's dope. I've actually been to one of the emo nights at
fun as fuck, man.
And at the Echo as well. And I was 14 years old. I saw this band called Seahaven. Particularly this one track called Flesh really stuck out to me. I really liked the guitars. I thought that they were super dark and super interesting. And I actually I hadn't thought about them in a while, but I just I looked them back up, and they're still playing music, they're still doing their thing, and I just thought, like this was a cool memory that I had of this band, of listening to their show and being there, and I remember really liking it. And they're called this is a band called Seahaven. I'm actually not entirely sure where they're from, but I'll just let the music do the talking.
Exactly, let's do the music do the talking, man. Pablito, entonces vámonos con esto que se llama, what's the name of the song?
Flesh.
Esto que se llama Flesh de los Seahaven. El Dan va a estar con los pezones parados, le mames estaban.
Found you in a hole, it wasn't enough. Needed you to work on my wounds. I put up the back of your head, suitable enough. Yeah, I've been pretty low, so I fall back into your arms once more. Give to me your flesh, you keep the rest. We try this one again, yeah. I don't ever think what I want could be considered love, but it is what I want anyway. Beauty in the dark, found your heart, see the end from the start. I don't ever think what you need could be considered me. Still you drop everything anyway. when I was lost in a sea of skin. Guitars louder than the bones that it coats, strong enough to overthrow. World battle, you were set, subtly met, scorned as a result. Your head turning face to hurt. You harbor, wish yourself the best. I don't ever think what I want could be considered love, but it is what I want anyway. Beauty in the dark, fragile heart, see the end from the start. Whoa, whoa. I don't ever think what you need could be considered me. Still you drop everything anyway. Damn, all those tricks of yours make me feel so small. I've got some, lots of them, waiting for my turn to turn. Damn, all those tricks of yours make me feel so small. Got some, lots of them, waiting for my turn to turn. I don't ever think what I want could be considered love, but it is what I want anyway. Beauty in the dark, fragile heart, see the end from the start. Whoa. I don't ever think what you need could be considered me. Still you drop everything anyway.
Es correcto, esto fue el Flash del Seahaven. Y antes para despedirnos oficialmente de este Radio Paini 88, thank you very much for coming, my man. Love Ghost, we'll see you around. Thanks for doing this, man.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Hell yeah, man. Go check out. Vayan a escuchar su rola, el Worth It. Y en todas las redes sociales. How can we find you, like, in social media? Is that the same, like, username?
Yeah, my Instagram. I'm most active on Instagram, but you can find me on all platforms. Just look up, my Instagram is loveghost_official. Feel free to leave a like and a comment or follow. And just look up Love Ghost wherever you use social media.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate it. Now we're going to say goodbye. Vamos a despedir entonces este Radio Paini 88 con otra bóveda del Paini, la segunda del día, para que no digan que no se les trata bien en este establecimiento. Esta es una banda que yo empecé a escuchar cuando tenía como 13 años. Recuerdo claramente escucharlos en Pure Volume, güey. Y en el Pure Volume estaba como buscando bandas de Sudamérica. Ya me había hartado de las gringas. O sea, yo crecí con los gringos, los amo, los adoro. A huevo, yes, everything in English I want. Llegó un momento en mi vida en donde dije, too many English, muchos inglés, necesito español, necesito más Spanish. Entonces empecé a buscar bandas más como sudamericanas, latinoamericanas que me gustaran, y el Pure Volume estaba súper activo ahí, sobre todo porque era como también muy sencillo, solamente abrir tu perfil, subir tu canción y listo, la tenías disponible. Tú sabías si la vendías a través del iTunes, creo que era, o la podías dejar para descarga gratis. Esta es una banda que yo creo, o me suena, yo no sé nada de esta banda, yo nunca los conocí, no sé si la gente habla de ellos, pero es una banda que a mí me parece a como suena, deben ser ellos de los pioneros del screamo en Chile. Esta es una banda que se llama Dream.in. Y a mí me sorprendió totalmente ellos junto con Inodoro, que es una banda de Guadalajara que no tiene nada que ver sonoramente, pero ahorita que escuchen esta rola que se llama Existencia de Alas en tu Voz, de esta banda que se llama Dreamin' de Chile, fue una de mis primeras exposiciones al spoken word, y fue una de mis primeras exposiciones a que, claro, o sea, puedes en español, en vez de estar cantando, yo no sé cantar, en vez de estar cantando, puedes solamente declamar, digamos, ¿no? Puedes solamente hablar sobre la rola con un ritmo, y si tú tienes una métrica y pudiste escribir tu canción de una manera inteligente, entonces no tiene por qué pelearse con la música. Y esta es de las primeras rolas que yo recuerdo que lo hacía como con mucha intensidad, con mucha pasión. El vato está diciéndolo como, puedes escuchar cómo todo está escrito, todo está grabado en la misma toma. Puedes escuchar su emoción totalmente, ¿no? Y esta es una banda que se quedó para siempre conmigo. Realmente esta es la única canción que seguí escuchando y reproduciendo de esta banda. Me parece que fue... esto fue subido hace 17 años, güey. Tiene sus legítimas 18,000 plays. Y es de una banda que se llama Dream Man. La banda es originaria de Iquique, Chile, güey. Nunca había escuchado esa ciudad. ¿Qué tal? Bienvenidos a la parte cultural del Radio Paini. Esto es Dream Man. Fue la primera vez que me expuse realmente al spoken word. Y reitero, a mí me suena, si tomamos en cuenta la calidad de grabación para haber sido hace 17 años, la calidad de las letras, la originalidad de la progresión de la rola y el valor de poder estar solamente hablando sobre la rola y de repente empezar a gritar como un desquiciado y será nuestro sueño. La neta, aguante el Dream In. Seguro, yo pensaría que deberían ser, por lo menos en Iquique, Chile, unas leyendas del escrimo. Que sepan que llegaron hasta Guadalajara cuando yo estaba morro y lo escuché. Tal y como dice la Anabel, geografía, historia, idiomas, hubo de todo en el Radio Paini de hoy. Uno de los Radio Painis con más contenido que ha pasado, Vámonos entonces, mi Pablito, yo los dejo y nos estamos escuchando la próxima semana, que es todavía octubre. Nos vemos entonces el jueves antes de que me vaya de tour a Sudamérica. Los voy a dejar unos grabados. Cámara, esto se llama Existencia de alas en tu voz, Dream In. Vayan a ver a Love Ghost, perros.
Muchas gracias.
Bueno.